Aries horoscope 2020 August. Can you feel the pull to be a little bit different during the Aquarius full moon on August 3rd? This eccentric energy urges you to pursue the unknown and not be afraid to be perceived as outside the norm. Yes, this attitude can cause others to stare and point, but when have you cared about what anyone else thinks? Messenger Mercury enters outgoing Leo on the 4th, and you're comfortable surrounded by this intense, fiery energy. You talk a little louder and you're slightly more animated than usual, but that's only because you're so intent on getting your point across. Your aggression takes a backseat to friendliness. Your ruler Mars is at home in your sign as it squares expansive Jupiter in earthly Capricorn, also on August 4th, bringing luck and courage that you'll need to find some unexpected battles. Everyone might think things come easily to you, but underneath it all, you're a warrior going hard for what you want. The sun leaves fiery Leo for less passionate Virgo on the 22nd. And while you might miss some of the intensity, you'll gain a valuable earthiness that you can apply to your everyday life. There's a lot to be said for calming down and getting into a set routine, Aries. Take care of some responsibilities now that you've been avoiding. Egyptian insights, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Aries in August of 2020. Spiritual, the Knave of Pentacles. Intellectual, the Magician. Physical, Six of Swords. Social, the Wheel. And emotional, Three of Pentacles. Knave of Pentacles, Scribe of Commerce. Ra's sun shines above him. He's writing on a tablet. This is a symbol of prosperity. So your spiritual worth is getting much needed, possibly, or probably much needed illumination. Positive aspects: young man with brilliant new ideas, study, reflection, news brought by a young boy. Negative aspects: gaming, lechery, dissipation, bad friends. So your spiritual aspect is kind of inquisitive, research, study, increasing value. These are the things that I would look into with the other aspects of yourself. The Magician, manifester, divine will, your personal will, your intellectual will. Positive aspects: initiative, dexterity, astuteness, political skills, diplomacy, ability, autonomy, refusal of any suggestion or prejudice, start of sentimental, professional, or economic undertakings. Negative aspects: unscrupulously ambitious, swindler, profiteer, liar, charlatan, will at the service of evil. Which side of the card are you aligning with what your thoughts are thinking? Your willpower may be causing all the problems or causing the vicious cycles in your life. And maybe you need to flip the coin or switch sides of your thoughts and get realigned with the positive aspect of the card. Six of Swords, Physical aspect of yourself, environmental, home life, your body. Six of Swords is the ship of the dead. Journey on the Nile. Conquer destiny. Radical renewal, extreme danger. Positive aspects of unexpected departure, adventurous expedition, introspection, search for oneself. Negative aspects, declaration of guilt, punishment, dramatic journey. So in August, you may be going on a trip. There may be, unexpected things. Or karma catching up to you. Things get, from the past haunting you, coming up back in your environment. Maybe do some deep cleaning of your environment. Ship away the bad mojo. The wheel, the Sphinx up on top, is has the karma, the spear of karma, ready to poke the devil. But this has positive aspects of undeserved success, casual advantages, unexpected events, propitious propitious occasions immediately seized, measurable time, month, year, natural cycles, negative aspects, sudden unfavorable changes, instability, temporary benefits, end of a favorable cycle, inconsistency, reincarnation. This is your social aspect of yourself, spinning your social circle. Possibly people are jumping on like a Ferris wheel and coming off like a Ferris wheel, in and out of your life. Join the ride temporarily and then leaving. Karma's going to poke you in the face if you're not careful. Snakes down there waiting to bite people too for their karma. Three of Pentacles, Horus's glory. Getting crowned with a flaming disc by Ra. This is your emotional aspect of yourself. Positive aspects of commercial ability, advantageous contracts, fame, meeting with highly placed people. Negative aspects of mediocrity, narrow-mindedness, professional incapacity, weakness. Your heart, if it's causing you to be on the negative, anger, frustration, trying to justify negative things like, oh well, they deserve it, or revenge or anything like that is not going to help. You have to be on the forgiveness, positive aspect of your heart. Let things go. Get that crown, like Horus's journey from the movie, the Gods of Egypt. He treated the human like it was an ant, but at the end, he was like, thanks, buddy, you're the best. So be careful. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of Aries in August of 2020. First card, spiritual, Three of Pentacles. Intellectual, Four of Pentacles. Physical, Two of Swords. Social, Five of Cups. And emotional, Five of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Putting in the hard work, doing the, double checking, triple checking, measure twice, making sure you use good resources, building quality stuff, referencing work, material foundation, effort, reputation, perseverance, great skill in trade or work, mastery, perfection, renown, obstinacy, fame, narrow-mindedness, weakness, sloppiness, mediocrity, or can't even say it, mediocrity, money problems, commonplace ideas, preoccupation. Knave of Pentacles doing the hard work with the Three of Pentacles for spiritual alignment, spiritual refinement, spiritual research, learning, understanding, foundation with on the inside, not the outside. Your energy, what you believe in, and what's it built on. Four of Pentacles, banker, investment, financial advice, referencing power, legacy, gift, great talent, love of wealth, wish to provide for others, generosity, application for a grant or scholarship, hoarder, usherer, skinflint, inability to share, clinging to property, avarice, obstacles, pride, setbacks in business, spendthrift, magician, manifester. What you're thinking about is money, possibly, or the future, or what you're working on, or what you're manifesting. Are you potentially needing to give someone advice or get a partnership going? Or is it the other way around? You need to get some advice to get some partnership going. What are you thinking about? Look into it. Two of Swords, passionate and temperamental. Sitting in the swamp with the two swords, looking down. The moon, casting illusion down. Referencing balance through understanding, peace, calm, familiarity, harmony, concord. Offsetting factors, stalemate, ambiguity, vagueness, contradictory thoughts, duplicity, lies. Six of Swords, wash down the river. She's right next to the swamp, down at the end of the river, where it meets up into the ocean, or the Mediterranean Sea, or Mediterranean, I can't even say it. But you get the point. Let it go. This is your environment we're talking about. This is kind of reflecting your environment, your physical aspect of yourself, looking into it, introspection, cleaning up, getting rid of, have a freaking yard sale, or go to the thrift store and drop some stuff off, donate, goodwill. It'll help with all the other aspects of yourself. Five of Cups, inner turmoil, trauma, past issues that you can't let go of, referencing remorse, regret, marriage of convenience, inheritance, hopeful outlook, return of an old friend, reunion, discovery of inner resources. To me, it looks like she's got a mask on, and it's probably a source of her pain or suffering or problems. She took the mask on and was more upfront and honest in her social aspect of her life, and not getting stabbed by the Sphinx all the time, and everyone falling off their wheel into the snakes. Maybe they could ride the Ferris wheel together happily and lovely and peacefully if you were just honest. Five of Wands, conflict, turmoil, fighting, strife, violence, war, confrontation, argument, support, concentrated energy push, struggle, labor, escalating conflicts, complexity, blockade, dilution of efforts, images of violence and influences, dangers, especially to children. Okay? You want to be a master at martial arts or whatever, or your life, or martial arts has got to do with the introspection too of your inner turmoils and fighting with yourself. Which side of yourself is going to win? The dark or the light? Can you balance the yin yang and get this raw light and get the horse going for you? and become that flying eagle, or you can get knocked down and get your wings clipped from your heart. Your heart is going through some conflict. Universal fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Aries in August of 2020. Spiritual, Four of Cups. Intellectual, Six of Wands. Physical, the Chariot. Social, King of Cups. Emotional, Six of Pentacles. Four of Cups, the troubles that most often bother you are right here being shown to you in your heart, reflecting your heart. Three of Pentacles, are you built on a good foundation, or is things going to fall over and cause problems? Your spiritual aspect of yourself is going to ruin you if you're on the dark side, and you're going to end up being the Dark Emperor who gets cut in half or gets thrown out in space. Knave of Pentacles telling you to do the inner work, the guidance, the research, the whatever it is that you need to get your spiritual aspect of yourself in divine alignment. Six of Wands. Approach of victory is often announced by deceptive signs. You're being deceived by yourself, or you're blinded by the money, or the desire for money. Are you having the right thoughts to manifest the real divine purpose you were born for, or are you being manipulated by the world and what they tell you or think, or what your experience in your life has been through manipulating you? Faith is the force that enables us to go on. Keep swimming, little one. The Chariot. Just because you might achieve success doesn't mean the fight's over. Or you could be easily distracted from your goals, which you were fighting for. Get all that work and got your body or your environment or all shaped up and looking good, and now it's not feeling as good as you thought it would to have that. Maybe you're cutting back, or you're doing a little laziness. You're being lazy with your environment here. You need to get those words cut out. Change your words, change your thoughts, change your aspects. Realign. Work on the better self, the higher self. Alignment. Do the work in your environment, and you will continue to have success. King of Cups. Poseidon. Misunderstood from time to time. It's more difficult by imposing your authority with force than it is to, it's like you get more with honey than you do with vinegar, right? That's what the King of Cups is saying. Nurture, not destroy. That includes your self-reflection of your life. Five of Cups, the emotional turmoil. The wheel spinning round and round. You're like, I just want out of here. Life is frustrating. But maybe if you weren't so authoritative with your perspectives, perception, more aligned with it, because it's not going to happen overnight, so you have to do it over and over again for a long time to get the rewards. Do the work, social aspect of yourself. Which side of the cards are you on? I know your social life is kind of frustrating from time to time, spinning you round and round, but now you're going to be all fighting. But you got Mars and Aries retrograding. So I don't think you're going to be out of this very quick. This is going to take a lot of work and a lot of focus and a lot of letting go, maybe staying away from people that because of what you could possibly do, because you're maybe not in harmony with your higher self. Six of Pentacles, being open and honest and expressing your heart with the positive aspects of your heart. Understand you're fighting with yourself. You want the horse, you want the raw blessing, the sun's blessing. Maybe you need to put the wands down and reach a hand out or reach for a handout of your emotional aspect of yourself. Your social aspect of yourself is telling you that you're in conflict. Your heart is telling you you're in conflict. Maybe you need to take a time out, relax, and be in peace. Sacred Geometry activation for Aries in August of 2020. Change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Change is the only constant we can count on. Like the seasons, everything comes and goes in cycles. The ebb and flow, the day and night, the death and rebirth. Good times are followed by challenging times, followed by weird times, followed by ecstatic times. Nothing says the same for long. Nothing stays the same for long. Life itself demands movement and change to perpetuate itself. Change is represented by the turning of a circle or a wheel, showing us the forever changing nature of everything in the universe. In fact, the very concept of the universe is changing, and we are slowly accepting that a multiverse might be a more appropriate description. How we handle this constant change depends on where the center of our awareness lies. When we are deeply rooted in our own core, in our heart, at the center of the circle, the movements of change affect us less than when we are focused on the outward parts of ourselves, the outer parts of the circle. As on a spinning wheel, the closer we are to the center, the steadier everything is. The transparent red square that partially covers the wheel is our perception of our form-based physical world, which appears to be solid but is really only another layer of reality. The lights on the corners remind us of our ability to reach beyond the illusionary three-dimensional boundaries at any time we choose. From the center, 5 beautiful flowers emerge, slowly flowing outward. Or is it the other way around? Are the flowers emerging from the edges of our awareness into our center? In numerology, the number 5 is associated with change, and these flowers represent the beautiful potential for new life and possibilities to grow from each new moment, even in the midst of seemingly chaotic change. Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Aries in August of 2020? Commander Ashtar. Call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multidimensional being who promotes truth, peace, and harmony between the planets. He is said to be an extraterrestrial but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on Earth who can call on him. He's part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, and is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing, and inspiration to those around them. He lifts up the hearts of leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. You're receiving a call to action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. Dragons. Which dragons have a message for Aries in August of 2020? Sunshine Yellow Dragon helps you to help animals, serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. We share our planet with a great variety of creatures who are all on a soul journey just as we are. Like us, animals come from a myriad of star systems and planets. They all incarnate on Earth to experience, learn, teach, and serve. Our task as humans is to cooperate with, look after, and learn from the animal kingdom. Fifth dimensional sunshine yellow dragons work with Archangel Phalia, the angel of animals. They send bursts of sunny yellow light into the auras of those of us who love and honor animals and help us to assist and heal all creatures. They are currently working as assiduously to touch the hearts of those who need to understand how to treat animals with respect. They also bathe animals in their sunshine yellow light to soothe and heal them so they can fulfill their soul destiny. Drawing this card invites you to open your aura and allow sunshine yellow dragons to pour light into your containing the keys and codes to understand at a profound level all the creatures of this planet. Then send these dragons to all humans who need to change their relationships with animals. See the minds and hearts of these people blazing glorious yellow as they expand their perspective and see animals for who they truly are. It is also important to visualize all the animals in the world being touched by sunshine yellow dragons and lighting up with hope. Be a sunshine yellow bridge of light along with these dragons can travel to help animals everywhere. You will accrue good karma as you assist your fellow creatures. Sacred power for Aries in August of 2020. Community. Most of our education is provided through our community connections. We learn from our families, social circles, local school groups, and workplace. Having a strong sense of community gives our life meaning and purpose. You may have felt like you were adopted at birth, struggling to fit in with other people. Sometimes feeling alone and isolated has made it difficult to connect with people on a personal level. Struggling with this has created an avenue for abusive relationships or seeking approval from others instead of just being yourself. You don't need to change your personality to fit someone else's mold. Learn to love your differences and you will shine brighter than any star in the galaxy. Find your tribe. Your spirit tribe or soul tribe consists of the people who understand you and love you without conditions. Creating connections with like-minded people brings meaningful communication to your life. Don't be afraid to stand out. Now is the time to celebrate your differences. That's what makes you unique. After all, celebrate your uniqueness. Live your authenticity. Soul connections make strong and powerful relationships. Community participation is encouraged now. Engaging in community activities, volunteering for charity work, or emergency services provides a sense of purpose. Community partnerships involving family and friends are important now. Join a group or organization that interests you and that will benefit from your skills and experiences. Find your sense of community spirit. Take time to understand the world in which you live. Gain understanding in human behavior. Connect to your tribe now. Coming together with your soul family provides support. Affirmation. I am able to celebrate my differences, connecting with others in love, light, and pure consciousness. Isis, what is your message for Aries in August of 2020? Truths unveiled. The revelation of Isis. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are truly deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. It is wise to trust your inner feelings rather than being convinced by outward appearance. There is a situation in your life, especially involving relationships, where something is not as it is being made out to be. To avoid undue suffering later on, Isis guides you to truth and revelation now. The revelation of Isis is needed when something or someone is not as it outwardly appears to be. No matter how sacred it may seem, a spiritual person, a family relationship, a shared history, there are times when, although it is more painful to admit the truth in the short term, in the long term it will save you much suffering and feelings of being duped, misled, manipulated, used, or abused. It will also make it more likely that the situation or relationship can grow into a healthier expression if possible. You cannot heal what is not revealed. Isis is with you now to help you realize the truths, to admit that you probably already sensed it anyway, and to make wise use of these revelations now. The Oracle of Truth unveiled speaks of a time soon to come when you will realize true perception. What you thought was trustworthy, legitimate, or reliable may turn to sand, crumbling before your eyes. This may be a friendship, a job, an offer of some kind, or even the behavior of a loved one, causing you to question the real commitment to respect in a family or a romantic relationship. What is important here is to realize that when you see the truth, you can act appropriately. You will not proceed with inappropriate expectations, and you can reassess your boundaries and priorities to get the most out of a situation and not suffer undue disappointment later on. Isis was betrayed by her brother Set, who, out of his great jealousy, murdered her beloved Osiris. Now Isis was able to demonstrate great spiritual strength and healing power to resurrect her beloved Osiris, and all was not lost. She also learned a painful and valuable lesson that it is wise to take our intuitive feelings seriously and to recognize a snake in the grass when there is one. When pregnant with her divine child Horus, she ran and hid from Set, recognizing that he was destructive and dangerous, honoring what she knew and not pretending that it would all just be fine, and in doing so, her child was able to be born. In the same way, there are creative impulses and new life within you that need to be protected until they are strong enough to withstand negativity or undermining by another out of jealousy or fear. Even a close friend whom you love and who loves you may struggle with your creative side, perhaps because they are yet to tap into their own creativity. It is best to be honest with yourself and know that sometimes, out of sense and kindness, the fragile creative beginnings of a project or new habit or interest need to be protected. Like Isis, you must protect that which needs it by recognizing where something or someone could harm rather than nourish new life. You're being guided with this oracle to trust your judgment about someone's motivations or intentions. If you feel something is not quite right, then give your discernment a chance to more fully form so that you can see the truth. The more emotionally detached you will allow yourself to be, the clearer your assessment of a person, situation, or offer is likely to be. If you have been thinking of that you already see the truth in this situation, this oracle is confirmation of the accuracy of that perception, and that further confirmation that you are seeing something accurately will soon be given, if requested. Ask for revelation and be patient. Clear perception is imminent and will help you make wise choices. Wisdom of the oracle. What message do you have for Aries in August of 2020? To the sea. Being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. Relationship message. There are points in a relationship when you have to decide to go with the flow rather than dictate the course you share with another. It Can you let go of the need to have things your way and allow the relationship itself, your combined goals and desires, to steer the ship? Can you both transcend your personalities and allow the partnership to form its own identity, its own energy? Now is the time to relax and see where this mutual journey leads. Prosperity message. Everything seems to work out when you stop scrambling and allow the sea of opportunities to wash over you and wake you up to your most prosperous potential. To get into the flow, you need to address your beliefs about abundance and money. The true meaning of your personal currency lies in your skills, your talents and abilities, and most important, your core beliefs. Everything flows from your inner world and is reflective in the outer one. When grateful to serve, you align your prosperity consciousness with a higher consciousness. You can expect miracles. Everything you need will come to you easily. Protection message. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow. Even when the tide is going out, relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Cosmic message for Aries in August of 2020. Surrender. Surrender to what is, let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. If you have picked this card, you're being guided to surrender. Surrender your worries, burdens, and control over outcomes and just be with life in this present moment. By surrendering, you allow to move forward naturally as it should. Resisting the natural cycles of life only causes anguish, frustration, and a feeling of constant struggle. Dear one, stop persisting in swimming the other way. When you push against life, life pushes back, and what you resist most will continue to exist in your life. Do you feel perplexed by the fall of autumn leaves? No, for there is trust in the natural cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. We too experience these cycles, however, most of us live in a state of unawareness and resist the cycles of birth and death within them. This doesn't mean you should quit, but rather to make the decision to trust in the cycles of life. For when you are in acceptance of what is, you can become more empowered to attract the outcome you desire. Acceptance does not mean giving up your power and light to another, allowing yourself to be ill-treated, or giving up on your dreams. Acceptance is giving up your resistance to what is and allowing Spirit to guide you to do what needs to be done. When you surrender that tight hold you have on the situation and bring yourself to a place of inner peace, you will find that clarity, solutions will appear, and allow deeper wisdom to guide your way. Energy that was once spent on resistance will now be focused on projects that bring you joy. This in turn will attract the miracles and blessings you so hope for. Affirmation. I surrender to this moment and trust in Great Spirit to guide my way. Associated chakras. Solar plexus. White light, what's your message for Aries in August of 2020? Beatitude of sacred rapture. Beatitude of sacred rapture. Let your true self be seen. Search for this deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith and wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is now spirit this is how spirit sees you. So when you connect with spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. You are also less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. When we are beheld, the need to behold arises. We need to bear witness to the sacred, to acknowledge what is true, which means cutting through the fog of illusion, deception, and confusion with the clarifying knife of higher perception. There's quantum power in pure vision. It empowers the viewer and also that which is viewed, seeing from a position of inner spiritual truth. We look below the surface, which has alchemical potency to set healing in motion. What vision of yourself or others do you either cling to or free yourself from? How might your choice either encourage or impede soul awakening? When life is tough, you can admire the courage it takes to grow. There is a compliment inherent in being alive life challenges. If something big has shown up on someone's path, then the universe is basically saying that they are enough of a spiritual badass to deal with it. It's a vote of divine confidence. If you or another are battling something, you can choose to feel awe and respect rather than fear and despair. Rapture is a state of intensely pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. It is not only a personal experience but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity. This is the kind of joy that is generous, soulful, without reason or agenda, and delightfully contagious. It is a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity. It refreshes the soul and nourishes the heart. It reminds us that everything is okay. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. It tears us out of our misery and despair and plugs us into an electrical current of enlightenment. The darkness is cleared in an instant. Beatitude is a blessing, the highest blessing. The oracle of beatitude of sacred rapture brings guidance that the beautiful healing truth of spirit is your reality. All else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense spirit at work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in a zone of truth. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Every one of them is a precious drop of divine nectar nourishing your heart. Allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who is growing even more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. Starseeds, what is our message for Aries in August of 2020? Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you're likely not even to take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who are also feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. There's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experiences. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your children. Do it for the younger you. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? And that's your reading, Aries. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, become a Patreon. See you next month.